Hi there, how is your day going, my lord? Thank you so much for your joining. Haskell, how are you, Haskell? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Haskell. Thank you so much for your joining, dear Haskell. Happy to see you on your setter and the settering manner. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Thank you. Welcome, my dear. Can you send a one laughing disco, my dear? Where are you from watching, dear Scale? Thank you so much for your joining. Happy to see you on the stream. Where do you live? I'm living in Pakistan. Where are you from watching, my dear? Hi, my name is Harmanu. Likes and subscribe. Thank you, Harmony. Thank you. Hermione. Thank you, Hermione. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much for watching Filipino. Thank you. Happy to see you on here. Thank you so much for your joining. Thank you so much for your joining, Alex. Or you, dear Alex. Lots of love and respect for your joining, dear. Thank you for your joining. Willow, how are you, dear Willow? A lot of love and respect for your joining. Thank you. Happy to see you guys. Larry, how are you, dear Larry? A lot of love and respect for your joining. Are you making names? Yeah, I'm writing the names, my dear. Said, how are you, dear Said? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Said. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Kara, how are you, dear Kara? A lot of love and respect for your joining, respected Kara. Thank you so much for your joining. Everybody have to write your name in the chat, guys. And there is no Larry. Mahim, how are you, Mahim? Thank you so much for your joining, Mahim. Mahim, thank you so much for your joining, dear Mahim. Hurry up, guys. Ayan, how are you, dear Ayan? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Ayan. Please, guys, everybody, to write your name in the chat. And also, Lexi, how are you, dear Lexi? Thank you so much for your joining. A lot of love and respect for your joining. I'm Brian. How are you, Brian? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Brian. Thank you for your Brian. Thank you so much for your joining. Everybody, to write your name in the chat. Nia, how are you, dear Nia? A lot of love and respect for your joining, respecting Nia. Ummen, how are you, Ummen? Thank you so much for your joining, Ummaut. Please, guys, send the laughing disco. Do the super chat, guys. Hi there, hi Zahek. How are you, dear Zahek? Thank you so much for your joining. Alden, hi Alden. Thank you so much for your joining, respected Alden. Sana, how are you, dear Sana? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Sana. Alice, Alice, how are you, dear Alice? How are you, Alice? Thank you, Tanvir. How are you, dear Tanvir? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Tanvir. How are you, Tanvir? Lana, how are you, dear Lana? A lot of love and respect for your joining, respected Lana. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for your joining. Everybody, to write your name in the chat. Mia, how are you, dear Mia? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Mia. Please, everybody, to write your name. If you wanna can send, you should have to send a laughing disco or finger heart, guys. Talia. How are you, Talia? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Talia. Thank you, Talia. Sky, how are you, Sky? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Sky. Bomi, how are you, dear Bomi? A lot of love and respect for your joining. Daisy, how are you, dear Daisy? Thank you so much for your joining. And try Litina, Itlina, Dale, how are you, dear Dale? A lot of love and respect for your joining, respected Dale. Thank you so much for your joining, my dear. Please, everybody, have to write your name in the chat, guys. Raya, how are you, dear Raya? Thank you so much for your joining. Winter, how are you, Winter? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Winter. April, how are you, April? Anybody can send the gift, guys. I want only the laughing disco, yeah. Kanika, how are you, Kanika? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Kanika. Thank you so much for your joining, respected Kanika. Sophia, how are you, Sophia? Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Olivia, how are you, Olivia? Walter, how are you, dear Walter? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Walter. Every respected member, Angie, how are you, Angie? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Angie. Any person can do the super chat, guys, and send the laughing disco. Mia, how are you, dear Mia? Thank you so much for your joining. Harry, how are you, dear Harry? Thank you so much for your joining. Paris, how are you, Paris? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Paris. Yara, how are you, respected Yara? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, everybody, to write your name in the chat, guys. Lala, how are you, dear Lala? Thank you so much for your joining. Yeah, everybody, to write your name in the chat, guys. Aiden, how are you, dear Aiden? Helena, how are you, dear Helena? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Helena. Any person can send the laughing disco, guys, or do the super chat for the support. Me, Mason, how are you, Mason? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Mason. Thank you so much, Mason. Dana, how are you, Dana? A lot of love and respect for your joining, respected Dana. River, hi River, how are you, River? Thank you so much for your joining, respected River. Aline, how are you, dear Aline? How are you, Aline? Any person can send the laughing disco or finger hearts, guys. Finger hearts or laughing disco. Nitala, hi Nitala. Yeah, Nathan Yahoo. Okay, Nathan Yahoo. Hi Nathan Yahoo. How are you, Nathan Yahoo? Matt too. How are you, Matt too? Thank you, Manu. Larine, how are you, Larine? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Larine. Any person can send the laughing disco, guys, or do the super chat. Aaron, how are you, Aaron? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Aaron. N.A. How are you, N.A.? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys. Larry, how are you, dear Larry? Everybody have to write your name in the chat, guys. Please. Thank you so much for your joining. Thank you. San, how are you, dear San? Thank you so much for your joining. Respect is San. Davin, how are you, dear Davin? Thank you so much for your joining. Reagan, how are you, Reagan? Thank you so much for your joining. Brian, how are you, Brian? Thank you so much for your joining. Brian, how are you, dear Brian? Safi, how are you, Safi? Everybody, any person can send the laughing disco, guys. Any person can send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. La, how are you, La? Thank you so much for your joining. Messi, how are you, Messi? Please, guys, send a one laughing disco. One laughing disco or finger hearts, guys. You will be search out in the gift icon, in the laughing disco or the finger hearts. Finger hearts, you will be showing the finger hearts, guys. Yeah. Thank you. If you wanna can do the super chat, you should do the super chat. Click on the money icon. Aaron, how are you, Aaron? Kara, how are you, Kara? Thank you, Kara, for your joining to City Rim. Respected Kara. Lexi, how are you, Lexi? Gracias. Thank you. Welcome, gracias. Thank you. Gracias mean thank you. Yeah, I'm one writing. It's not a name. I'm Sigma from 3D Ego. Yeah, Sigma. I know you're my all. Yeah, Sigma. Thank you for your joining, dear Sigma. Hi, Sigma. Hurry up, guys. My dog name is Your dog name is Cornelius. Okay, a quick Cornelius. Thank you for your joining. Leora, how are you, dear Leora? Thank you so much for your joining, Leora. Balaki, how are you, Balaki? Thank you so much for your joining. Thank you, my dear Amy. How are you, dear Amy? Any person can do the super chat, guys, or send the laughing disco. Bonnie, how are you, dear Bonnie? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Bonnie. Alana, how are you, dear Alana? A lots of love and respect for your joining. Wilmar, hi Wilmar, how are you, dear Wilmar? How are you, dear Wilmar? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Wilmar. Maddie, how are you, dear Maddie? How are you, dear Maddie? Any person can do the super chat, guys. Jawad, hi Jawad, how are you, dear Jawad? Thank you so much for your joining. Olivia, how are you, Olivia? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Olivia. Leonin, how are you, Leonin? How are you, Leonin? How are you, Leonin? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Leonin. Any person can do the super chat, guys, or send a laughing disco. Dami, how are you, dear Dami? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Dami. Hurry up guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Leonel, hi Leonila, hi Leonila. Thank you so much for your joining. Jareem, hi Jareem. How are you, Jareem? Ravin, how are you, Ravin? Thank you so much for your joining, Ravin. Malay, how are you, Malay? Ava, how are you, dear Ava? Any person can send the laughing disco. Finner, hi Finner, how are you, dear Finner? Thank you, dear Finner. Who is going to sending the laughing disco, guys? Zenara, hi Zenara. Leo, hi Leo. Lueda, hi Lueda, how are you, Leoda? Harry, hi Harry. Dammy, hi Dammy. Who is going to do the super chat, guys? Any person can go in the super chat. Hi Hope, how are you, Hope? April, how are you, dear April? Thank you so much for your joining, respected April. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Emma, how are you, dear Emma? Pablo, how are you, dear Pablo? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Pablo. Any person can send the laughing disco, guys. Any person can send the laughing disco. Leo, how are you, Leo? Nick, how are you, dear Nick? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Nick. Eunice, how are you, Eunice? Massey, how are you, Massey? Julia, hi Julia. Any person can send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. Julia, hi Julia. Thank you, Leora. Hi Leora. Thank you so much for your joining, Leora. Lorraine, hi Lorraine. How are you, Lorraine? Any person can send the laughing disco, guys, or do the super chat for the support. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your joining, guys. I wanna waiting for that. Any person have to send the laughing disco or do the super chat. Anis, how are you, dear Anis? Hurry up, guys. Mary, how are you, Mary? Lara Raj, how are you, Lara Raj? Luje, hi Luje. Any person can send the laughing disco, guys. Payori, hi Payori. Hurry up, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Amelie, hi Amelie. Talia, how are you, Talia? Riza, hi Riza. Hurry up, guys. Every person have to write your name in the chat, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Kale, how are you, Kale? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Kale. Hi there, Lexi. How are you, Lexi? Mabel, how are you, dear Mabel? A lot of love and respect for your joining. Cows, how are you, Cows? Thank you so much for your joining. Davel, how are you, Davel? Thank you so much for your joining. Kara, how are you, Kara? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Kara. Elsie, how are you, Elsie? Gia, how are you, Gia? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Gia. Any person can send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. No, how are you, dear? No. Thank you, no. Henry, how are you, Henry? Risa, how are you, Risa? Amber, how are you, dear Amber? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Amber. Okay, guys, any person can going sending the laughing disco, guys.